This is the all-new Toyota Yaris. It's also called Vitz in Japan. And interesting is, this one is the all-new Yaris for the US market, and it's based on the Mazda2. They have already done that with the sedan version. Now they also do it with the hatch. And indeed, the shape, especially if you look at the side profile here, it really looks like a Mazda2 hatch, just the front. They made it a little bit different. This one here looks a little bit more spectacular than the Mazda2. A little bit more open area in the lower part especially. That's very interesting. And you also get LED headlamps. And you see this X shape Toyota is using quite often. So, see here from the headlamps to the lower end, it looks quite aggressive for such a small vehicle. And is actually quite small. 4 meters and 10 or 161 inches is this length. The autonomous emergency brake comes as standard, by the way. That's also a pretty cool move. This is now the side profile. You see this typical Mazda Kodo design with those floating lines. The Mazda2 is not a really new car, but they just took the platform to save some cost. This is also a Mazda design here as for the rims, but I mean, to use those vehicles in a multiple way, why not? 16-inch wheels here, by the way, you can see. This is the XLE trim. As engines, they will use a 1.5-liter petrol engine, 4-cylinder, 106 horsepower with a 6-speed CVT. This is then Toyota style. And they expect about 50 mpg. That would be quite decent, of course, as for the range. So, that's quite often done that they use, for example, then engine and transmission technology from their own brand, whereas the chassis is taken from the, let's say, corporation brand. Here again, the Yaris perspective from the rear. And they haven't changed so much from the Mazda2 here as for that. Single exhaust right there. There you can see it's the XLE trim right there. Well, I mean, the design of the Mazda2 is quite liked overall. It will get an update at some point also with the European version. But here Toyota just wants to bring another small vehicle to the market without, again, now developing something all new. The question is, of course, why don't they put this very car then also to the European market? And it is being said that they want to keep their hybrid strategy for the European market. And the thing is here, in the Mazda2, there is no hybrid available. And probably also doesn't really fit from the chassis-wise. So they probably go for another platform in Europe to be able to still put a hybrid then in there. So we also take a look at the inside right here in the XLE trim. We also see it here right now. You get leatherette seats, so no animals are being harmed, but you still have a slick surface to wipe it clean. However, for the best climate comfort, I would always recommend fabric seats that are also available in the base version. And here you can indeed see that it's also based on the Mazda2. You can see it, for example, at the vents here, left next to the steering wheel. The steering wheel is also unmistakably Mazda, as well as this instrument cluster you see there in the front. You get a 7-inch pop-up touchscreen right there. It's always that way stationary. So pop-up not in a way that it folds down, just that it's basically popped up over there all the time. And it comes standard with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Good that they make that standard, that you don't have a hassle with that. Inside of the doors, let's also take a look at that. We have some door pockets there. They're quite slim, but some smaller bottles will fit in there. You also have a leatherette cover here at the inside of the door that you have a soft touch. And the upper part, however, that one then is hard pack rather. Here just take another look at those seats right there. Another perspective. In this case also manual control here for pump it up y'all. And this way you can even better see again something from the interior. Good thing here with the Mazda2 is that it has a sleek design as for the interior here, for example, with a horizontal stress right there with those air vents. And by the way, talking about air vents, to control the AC, you have those rather large control knobs there in the middle part, together with the automatic shifting lever. So for the rear, I cannot really rate how much legroom we have here because I'm not sure how the front seat is sit. Unfortunately, we cannot get inside. It's not allowed here at this motor show. In this case, just this one car here is also. But the Mazda2 in general does not have any substantial legroom, but it's also a very short car whatsoever. And you can see also design-wise, because the exterior has this shape, also the visibility from the inside to the outside is somewhat limited. But here again you get this leatherette covers on the inside. That's actually quite nice. Then the top part again is hardpack. It's not possible for us here to open the trunk. They have locked that, but you can actually see how that one looks like in our Mazda2 full driving review. Just tune into that. If you want to know more about this new US Yaris generation, then again watch our Mazda2 review and you'll know more. Also a little bit how it drives then, because that will also be quite similar.